Hey, hey. I'm like, hold on.
There you
Let me get my filter on. Hold on.
are.
I
Same.
said the same thing.
There we
How
go.
are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I'm gonna hop right into it. So BluPrint, BET presents the Encore. The show has taken TV by storm. It's been trending all over social media. The EP has been at the top of the iTunes charts. Are you both surprised by the reception that this show has gotten?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, we're surprised by, obviously it was a bumpy road and the whole season was crazy. I think that we're surprised by the response of the fans and them, just really enjoying the music. That's what we wanted from the beginning. And it's
Yeah.
it's amazing that they get to hear it and they see what, the hard work we put in. And yeah, it's been great feedback and we're loving it. Love it.
Yeah. So the show originally was the brainchild of Carlos King, and it was shot as a pilot way back in I think 2015.
Hmm.
And you were originally a part of that as well. What would you say was different about working on the show this time around than previously?
I think, I mean, what would you say, Fallon?
I think the timing was right. The timing was better. I think at that time of our lives, it probably would have been way more about drama and instead of like more about the music. So I do think that waiting for that to just the right timing and everything to come together organically was the difference and the change for me.
Yeah. So also on that previous installation was Aubrey and Keely. Did you have the same relationship dynamic back then, or was it different this time around?
Oh, it was for sure different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too.
Yeah, we had a. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Felicia.
No, hey, no, but you go ahead.
Yeah, no, we really didn't know each other then, and we actually didn't really kick it or hang out and know each other now. I think the difference is that, like I said, everybody's careers were completely different then than they are now. So the dynamic of Aubrey and Keely, I didn't know that they were kind of really good friends before they even came into the house, if I'm correct, Felicia.
Yeah, I think that's what Keely said, that they were definitely talking before they came to the
Yeah,
house.
but
Wow. Things took a turnaround
things
this
took,
time.
took a change. It's her.
So, of course, we all know that you got your start in Cherish. You were super young when that happened. Now that you've had some years in the industry, you worked as producers, as writers, what would you give your past selves as advice, knowing what you know now?
I
Ooh,
mean, I guess the same thing. Like, don't give up. Like, it's gonna happen for you if you stay consistent. Like, don't give up. There was a lot of times, Felicia, if we didn't have each other, it would have been really. It was difficult, but it would have been really difficult.
yeah, I agree. Just believe in yourself and, understand that it's the journey and not necessarily the destination and just have fun throughout the entire process and work hard, man. Work hard.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you found that, a lot of people when they are entering the industry and they're super young, a lot of people go it alone. Have you found that, having your sister with you was a lot bigger of a help coming up in the industry?
It was an advantage for sure. I think, I
Yeah.
mean, especially when you have somebody that else that's just as passionate as you are about your craft or about music, period, it made all the difference in the world. Like she's
Yeah.
a rock, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely a blessing to be able to have that accountability partner
It's
throughout your,
like having a mirror in front
yeah,
of you that literally shows you your flaws in the best way, because
Yeah.
you can't really hide from them. Like, you're not working hard enough, you're not doing this, you need to be doing that, you need to chill on this end. Like, it's important to for us to have each other. Like she said, I don't know if I would have been able to do this without her.
Oh, wow. I feel that. That's definitely very true. You've both written for so many artists like Justin Bieber, Danny Lay, Seven Street, or Mario. What artists are on your dream list of to work with?
Rihanna. I would
Yeah.
For
love to,
sure.
um, not even aside from artists like, musicians and writers, I would love to work with Sia as well. Like she's one of my favorite artists. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, Fallon was gonna say Drake. She loves Drake.
I mean, obviously I love Drake, but like the greats, I want to work with Celine. Like she is one of the
Ooh.
most incredible people
Like,
that I have not got to meet before they like, went on. I really want to work with Celine, Tony Braxton. I mean, I love them.
Mhm.
right,
Mariah.
that's actually
I
Oh,
looking
mean,
like, so I'm super hopeful for that. That would be
yeah.
great.
cool, cool. So, on the show, you primarily wrote and produced most of the album, with the help of Cosign. So
And
you
Elijah.
and Elijah as well, correct.
Mhm.
So with Cosign, I know there was a bit of a feud, but you recently made up. Have you found that being a female producer, have you run into those issues before?
100%. I mean, I just feel like being a female, period, in this industry, you're going to run into a lot of issues, especially when it comes to ego, because this business is all about ego. Like, you have so many people that get placements purely off of connections, purely off of, instead of just talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about who knows who. And usually it's men in those situations. So it's
Right.
always a battle. It's always a struggle. And we're constantly the ones that's trying to prove ourselves, and throughout the process, we end up being the collateral damage, for others just to create that path. So do it. I'm used to getting beat up. I mean, Fallon, I know she feels the same way, to
I
get
mean,
to
it
start
just like
now.
speaking up. It takes a lot for a Black woman to speak up because we're gonna do it. But in the same turn, it looks like it's a hostile situation and people got to take cover. But really, everybody's different and there's passion behind Felicia and I. So yeah, I agree with everything Felicia said.
Yeah.
Right. So with that being said, I'm sure this is an obvious answer. So you find it pretty important, to be a female writer and producer in the industry and kind of like set that standard. And I know that you talked about it on the show as well about like the importance of being a female producer and a female writer in the industry. Is there any advice that you would give for up and coming women in the industry?
Do you, like, don't be afraid of what other people think about you. Like, honestly, and when you go into a room, when you ever get go to a room and you are, one of the co-producers or the producer in the room, own that room. Like, you belong there just as much as the men belong there. Because sometimes we can kind of like, let their light shine and kind of dim ours in situations like that. Because it's a natural, instinctual thing to do. But this is your business. This is a business. This is not about emotions. It's about you being great at what you do. Get in that room and own it, girl. Like, just
I
do.
think, yeah, I think the difference between men and women is that we go in because we're such perfectionists and we go in doubting ourselves. And men usually lead with confidence. And I think that it's important for us as women to make sure, like, no, we're all in this room together. We all got here at the same time together. So your opinions are just as valid as anybody else's. And speak up and speak out because a lot of people just really just want to be in the room instead of standing out in the room.
Yeah.
And it's way more important to just put your ideas out there and, like Felicia said, do you and be confident, believe in
You're
yourself.
valid. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I feel that. So the project has been like on everybody's mouths. People are singing along to the songs. People are posting on social media. What are your favorite songs, or what's your absolute top favorite song from the EP?
Talking, talking, talking.
Talking.
That's our jam. I mean,
Yeah.
song.
Yeah, and Bird's Eye View. I mean,
Yeah.
Skeletons is incredible. Elijah did his thing on that too, and I think that what really speaks to Felicia and I was Bird's Eye View. It really we wanted all the girls involved in that just to show our journey and what we've been through and the ups and downs and the highs and lows. So that song really spoke to us for real.
Right.
Okay. So that being said, if you could shoot a music video for one of the songs right now, would it be Talking or Bird's Eye View?
Ooh.
Bird's Eye View.
See, I mean, obviously, Bird's Eye, both of them. I would shoot a video to all of them. But talking, we can really swag it out and like dance and like do
Absolutely.
silly
Because
stuff.
the way Keely was hitting that crybaby on stage, I need to see that in
Hey,
video. Okay, so what are the best traits that you would say um, each other has, and also Keely and Shamari have that make BluPrint work?
Ooh. Um, well, as far as like Fallon, I think that she is just, I think she's smart, and obviously she's talented, and then just writing, period. Like, she brings it with the lyrics, she brings it on stage, her stage presence. I feel like Keely, she is kind of like mom of the group, because she's very much like, girl groups needs to stick together, and we got to do.
She's creative director.
Yeah, right. Creative. Amari is great because she's a team player, and she knows how to be a team player, and she's going to, if she needs to stand out in a moment, she's going to stand out. If she needs to be in the background, she's going to be in the background, and that's a great trait to be in a girl group.
Absolutely.
And yeah, that's all the girls. We kind of just mesh well together.
Yeah, I mean, I think for obvious situation, Felicia's production and writing as well, and kind of just, Felicia's a leader too. And that's one thing I do love about her. She knows how to bring people together as well. And I think that the reason why it meshed so perfectly with me, Felicia, Keely, and Shamari is that we knew how to communicate with each other. It was the oddest thing. Like, even if it didn't seem that way, we all knew how to communicate with each other because we understood every single aspect, being professionals in this industry. And I think that really worked out in our favor.
Awesome. So there were 9 ladies originally, and we left with 4. Do you think things would have turned out the same for the EP, or you would have been as satisfied with the EP had all 9 ladies stayed?
No,
absolutely not.
I think if all 9 ladies stayed, it would have definitely ended up being 2 groups, because it would have just been a situation to where we just would not be able to get on the same page as to what we want to do. Do we want to dance? Do we want to, just sing? Do we want to stand there with a microphone, or do we want to twerk? Like, it was so many different aspects.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes into making a girl group in the first place.
Yeah.
But making a girl group with 9 women, it's highly impossible.
And honestly, it's even meant to be that way. Like, you're not supposed to just be random people in a group. Like, you're supposed to have a bond. You're supposed to have
Right.
at the end of the day, let's talk about that. Like, you have to be with people that you belong in a group with.
You're supposed to have a bond. You're supposed to have a place. You're supposed to know your strengths and weaknesses, have a lot of self-awareness. It's very important for a girl group to work, let alone last,
Yeah.
Right. Do you feel as though with the 9 of you ladies, do you feel as though age played a part?
I think
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think age or auntie energy played a part. I don't necessarily think age really played a part in it.
Okay.
I was going to say that. I don't think age played a part.
Yeah.
Mentality. How
Mentality.
you carried yourself and what you really wanted. It showed in your actions. But age it doesn't matter.
Doesn't. I mean, look at J-Lo.
Right. Straight up.
Right. Exactly. So what were like the good moments that happened on the show? Because a lot of the show was a lot of like, chaos and stuff in the house. What were the good moments that you were like, damn, I wish they would have showed that were like left on the editing floor?
We had a lot of girls' nights.
We had girls' nights. We had a moment. I don't even know why they didn't show the spa moment. That was cool. We all spoke about our lives, our
relationships.
We had those moments. We had a particular moment where we did a slumber party, like in the living room, and we all spoke about our experiences in girl groups. Like, we literally broke it down. Every girl talked about their different experiences. This was the part I love the most, because now I'm sitting amongst not only my peers, but also women I've looked up to. And I get to listen to their stories firsthand. And I would have loved for our fans to be able to do that as well. And it was such a moment for us all to have bonding.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So this is your first time outside of the pilot situation. This is your first time doing reality TV. Now that you've done it, have your like ideas and thoughts of reality kind of changed? Do you see it differently now?
For sure.
I think initially you kind of think that you can control the way you're going to be seen. You cannot control the way you're going to be seen. Like, that's completely in God's hands. When in God's hands, I mean the producers.
Right.
They are God. They're playing God. But yes, but in the end, like, you kind of know what you signed up for, but you don't. Like, it's always unsure. I think the next time, if and when we ever do another reality show, I think that we know now what we would want and what we wouldn't want and how we would approach it, and just kind of
But it was very enlightening to see. I think it was definitely something that was important. Felisha and I have never done before, and we are the type of women that take lots and lots of challenges. And you know, we just like, okay, well, this happened and that worked, or this happened and it didn't, and
Yeah.
we don't take it with a grain of salt. But like, we just like that it's a lesson learned, and we move on from it, and you know, apply that to future endeavors.
Yeah.
Right, right. So moving forward, with a possible season two, would you be interested in coming back? And what do you think, what would you want it to look like?
I have no idea. I mean, I think season 2 would have to be about BluPrint.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
like, I do
Yeah.
BluPrint for sure. I personally don't think that I think it just turns into a reality show. It's going to be like, oh, different girls, different groups. Like that's what it turns into. And if that's what the case, that's fine too. But I think following the journey of BluPrint would be incredible for a season two. I think that's the most important thing that they could do. But
Let's just
right,
agree. Maybe a tour or, just following the journey.
yeah,
right. So I know in recent interviews you mentioned that you definitely, which I agree with, I definitely don't see Irish and Misha coming back. I definitely don't see Aubrey coming back. But Nivea, you said you were open to her coming back to the group. Are you still on that same page?
Yeah,
we
Nivea's one.
love Nivea.
Like,
Absolutely.
I love that girl. Like, I was mad she left in the first place. Like, damn, should have stayed. But yeah, she's
Yeah.
always a place for her.
Hmm.
All right, cool. So I know that we were just talking about, how you're seen on the show. You two took a brunt of like criticism on social media, online, just for the way you were edited. Do you feel as though like you need to combat that? Do you feel as though you were wronged by producers? Like, how do you combat like all the fans saying, "Oh, the twins are mean, the twins are this, that"? How do you deal with that?
I mean, there is no handbook on how to deal with criticism, especially when it's constantly in your face or people constantly in your DMs or on your page or whatever. I think
Hmm.
we just kind of take the cherish approach, even though it was different back then. Like, we still receive criticism. People talk shit. People will talk shit. Don't never stop
Right.
talking shit.
I
Um,
mean,
you don't know they don't know who we truly are. And it's really just a part of us that you just get to see. It's not a full look into our lives, and we
yeah.
go about our lives with that, sort of take on it. And
Yeah, and you know,
sorry, go ahead.
it's a, I mean, literally, coming, they can't, you can expect any other consumer to understand just watching from the television, seeing how is gonna go. This is a job as well. And I do feel like Felisha and I are you either love us or you hate us type of
Yeah,
approach when it came to the show. But we're just passionate. And one thing, the reason why our passion is so strong is that we don't take these, you know, these comments or the criticism as a bad thing. We look at it like, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. We're gonna keep
mm.
it moving. We gave y'all good music, and you know, that's pretty much
That was, I mean,
the best part.
the whole point was to make a super group. Did that? Make some
That
great music. Did that?
did that.
Fill the performance. Did that? So we gave y'all exactly what y'all wanted, and that.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I mean, I think that what got confused was your passion for it. And honestly, with the EP that we got, I think that everybody needs to be thanking y'all. So,
Thank you.
Yeah,
yeah. So,
a lot of work. It was good. Yeah,
yeah, in 30 days, I can't even imagine.
yeah. That
Man,
pretty much
Um,
made it happen.
right, right. So, what's next for BluPrint? I know Shamari said she want to take this thing all the way to Australia. So, like, what's next? What do you see on the horizon for BluPrint?
Well, hopefully a tour. I mean, we definitely want the songs. We want to perform the songs. They're amazing. We want our fans to see us, on stage. So hopefully the next thing is us getting together and being able to make a tour happen
for sure. Making some more music and making a tour happen would be everything.
Yeah, I'm totally all in for that.
with some features. Let's see.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any dream features for BluPrint so far?
I mean, there's so
Maybe
that's
maybe Misha and Irish.
You gonna have to ask them that.
right. They
Um,
crack.
Keely has expressed like she would be in this group if there's any group she would be in.
Mhm.
But from the show and just from social media, she has kind of expressed this kind of like anti-celebrity kind of mood that she's in. Do you think that it'll be hard to keep her reeled in? Does she seem as though she's all in for this?
I think that Keely is a go with the flow kind of person. I think that
Mhm.
she is going to do what feels right to her, and you got to respect that. Like, well, again, BluPrint is BluPrint right now, and we can only know, we don't know what the future holds,
Right.
but hopefully, our bond and our friendship and our talent together will keep us together. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to.
And either way, like me, Felicia, Shmar, and Keely, we're tight. So we can talk about anything and we can just make sure, whatever we need to do, we can try to make happen. If
Yeah.
not, then we'll see.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your time today, ladies. I
Thank you.
appreciate you coming on. Is there anything that you want to tease that's coming up for uh solo wise, professionally, BluPrint, anything you want to tease for the fans?
Fallon.
I mean, just keep watching for BluPrint. We are not done. Also, you can check out Felicia and I and our socials. We are working with a lot of different artists. We are creating music as well. So we have a lot of things in the works, other TV shows we're working on. So just look out for everything. Keep up.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining, ladies.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
You
You
too.
too. Bye.
Bye.